Soundkeeper was very blessed and pleased when we recognized a problem that's a persistent and pervasive problem everywhere in the United States. Poison runoff concoctions that run down our streets, whether it's grease, oil, bacteria, floatables, garbage, papers, you name it, all ends up in Long Island Sound to a great extent at some point along its trip down there. It's kind of hard to make this sexy. There's so many big issues we think about, but it continually dilutes our quality of life and our public health standards as Long Island Sound is polluted by these types of runoff. When we look at some great new sewage treatment plants like in Norwalk that's been up and running for a while, others that are online, we know that we're getting a handle on the large point sources that we can focus on and get done. But what we haven't been able to do is get at what runs off the streets. And to put it into people's minds, look at the gutter as you walk around. Look what you see there. You see dog feces, you see sand contaminated with oil, dead animals, all the grit and grease of our lifestyle that falls into those gutters is eventually flushed down into this system. We took the initiative with the help of a very good friend, Glenn Rink from AbTech Industries, to help introduce some new technology here. But we couldn't do it without money. Senator Joe Lieberman stepped in and got a commitment from the federal government, along with the city of Norwalk, to act as a host municipality, and each person will talk about that as we go forward. I can tell you what you're seeing here is only part of it. The only thing we didn't find in these drains was Jimmy Hoffa. Everything else had showed up somewhere along the way.
For those of you who obviously know which is the pile of trash and debris, this is just a sampling, as you were just told. There was over 14,000 pounds of the equivalent of 6 Ford Escorts were prevented from going in the Long Island Sound. And that was just through a pilot project that Senator Lieberman initiated, or I should say funded. And you're seeing trash and debris here. You're not seeing the syringes and the needles that people will be playing in this water or fishing in this water and will be coming across. The pile to the left is the Smart Sponge. It's the cornerstone of our technology. It has the ability to absorb oil and greases while at the same time destroying bacteria on contact. It's unprecedented in its capability. The most exciting part of it is it's inexpensive. It can be deployed in minutes. It doesn't require ripping up the streets. It simply can be installed. And this is a sampling. The box all the way to the left is a cutaway of a box to show you how it looks inside the box. It's simple recycled corrugated plastic lined with the Smart Sponge. And so that has been installed in 275 locations throughout Norwalk, particularly around the watershed area, and it's the first of its kind in the country. And so not only Norwalk, but Connecticut should be really pleased with the efforts of Terry Backer, the rest of the team, and certainly the senator for getting the funding for this, because I will tell you 11 other cities right now are following this program, and 2 other countries have sent representatives in to look at this project. I think Australia and the UK. So with that, I'm just going to give a very quick demonstration on the technology, and then I will turn it over. I'm going to take some simple, clean Norwalk water, and I'm going to take some used motor oil, and I'm going to add it to the clean water for visual purposes. And at that point, let's see if I can do this. I'm just going to shake it up. If this was running off the street, it would run directly into the water. If it was at an industrial facility, they would be required to take it away as a hazardous waste. Actually, I could ask for an assistant. Would you be so kind?
Oh, it would be a pleasure. I always wanted to be on the Mr. Wizard show.
We're just going to put the test tube on top of it, and all I'm going to do is take the contaminated water, and I'm going to pour it through it, hopefully not spilling it on the senator.
Worst thing that's happened.
You can see this. You could see the speed at which it has the ability to remove the water.
This is stunning. Look at that. Clear water on the bottom.
So if this was a city of Norwalk street or a third world country, you're able to remove contaminants with no infrastructure and in moments.
That's impressive. I don't have to drink this now.
No. Thank you, sir.
That was great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
That was not only great, that was fun, and it worked. I'm delighted to be here. Basically, what this is all about has been said, but I want to thank Terry Backer, just a great guy, the Soundkeeper, longtime friend. He's a friend of nature. Terry's not only a force of nature, he is a friend of nature. And he worked very closely with the former mayor, with Mayor Moshe, who carried this project on with the Maritime Museum Aquarium, and with the private sector people who had this great idea. This is a very exciting solution to a very serious national water pollution problem, which is so-called non-point pollution. That is runoff. The stuff that with rain goes off the soil, whether it's fertilizers or contaminants of various kinds, oil, into the storm drains, and then in the normal flow out into bodies of water like Long Island Sound that we're trying so hard to keep clean, so that not only we but succeeding generations of our children and grandchildren can enjoy for swimming, for fishing, and for boating. And you know, we live in an age of miraculous technological developments. Now, who would have ever guessed that we could have put together the words high technology and sponge? But here we are with a high technology smart sponge that in this test really worked remarkably. A reduction in the contaminants of between 75 and 100%, as well as stopping this enormous amount of trash that otherwise would have gone into the Sound. And incidentally, one of the other ways to deal with this kind of non-point source pollution, runoff, is to send it through water treatment plants, which are enormously expensive. So not only does this work, it does it in a very cost-effective way. I was excited by this when the folks from Norwalk came to me and asked me to get federal funding to support this test. I'm really thrilled now that the test has worked, and this is the first of its kind test in the nation in this way. So maybe someday, perhaps I'm getting a little carried away and parochial, but you know, the way we always remember where the Wright brothers first flew the plane and where Edison first lit the light bulb, we will remember that this remarkable technology to save the purity of our water for future generations first worked here in Norwalk, Connecticut. I'm very pleased to know and to report that the state DEP has now come in to fund a little more of this, and is it the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation that's also come in to fund some more of this as well. So, having seen this, I will repeat that I'm from the federal government and I'm here to help. And I want to take these results back to Washington and see if we can't get additional funding. This is $400,000 of federal money that I think has been remarkably well spent. And I'm going to see if we can't build together on the test that happened here in Norwalk that worked, and the results of that test will now go around the country and the world. Thanks to everybody for making this a very, very good day. Thank you very much.